All right, let's try this again. Take two. Jinhao 10. I have my replacement that has come in, and I'm so far deep into this capless fountain pen. It was just a matter of time. You guys, thank you so much for all of your supportive comments in my last Jinhao video update. Yes, I will continue to use my Pilot capless, which I have been, and I got my replacement. If you are new, just to catch you up to speed with this whole series, I fell in love with the Jinhao 10 capless fountain pen, and this love stemmed from this love here, the Pilot capless, and this stemmed from my original purchase of the Pilot Prera, but Amazon sent me this by mistake in the Prera packaging. So that's how I discovered this. But I got down the Pilot rabbit hole because of this, the Kakunu. I got this from holiday gift exchange, and oh my gosh, I fell in love with this little fountain pen. So much so that my collection, it's only been a couple of weeks here, the new year, and look how many I have. I have 5 other additions to the Pilot Kakunu. Is it Kakuno or Kakuno? I see a lot of pen reviewers say Kakuno, so I thought it was Kakuno, but then I saw a comment correcting me saying it's actually Kakuno, and then I saw in Jet Pens on their video they said Kakuno, so I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to say Kakuno. But yeah, so I have all of these now because I love this so much. But let's go ahead and do the Jinhao unboxing because I got a new color. I could not wait for the black. My original color was the all blackout matte, but Amazon is already on back order, probably because you guys ordered them all and it was going to take a couple of weeks. And I can't wait a couple of weeks, you guys. I need this Jinhao now. I want to use it on a daily basis, and I want to ink this with a permanent ink. So I will do that here in today's video because a lot of you are fountain pen beginners, and a few of you messaged me on Instagram asking if I could actually show how I refill the capless, the Pilot and the Jinhao 10. Ooh. Okay, if you can't already tell, look what color I got. Let me see, is there anything else in the box? No, that was it. Okay. I got the gold. Yes, because, I love gold, and here, I love gold on, just gold accents is everywhere, especially on my writing tools. I love gold accents on handbags. I like gold jewelry. I like gold. And this is my very first love, my Twisby 580 diamond. Even though it's rose gold, I still love the gold tint, the gold features on here, the accents. So I thought, you know what? Let me get this gold Jinhao. I'm going to be using this for all of January, and yes, I will give you guys an update in about a week because that was the original plan, to update you guys on how it performs and how it writes. But the difference is, in the last video I was using Pilot ink. In today's video, ta-da, we are using Platinum, their carbon ink. And I had asked a lot of you fountain pen friends and experts, what's a good iCarvel and permanent ink, and these were the top 2 recommended: the Platinum carbon ink and the Diamantrous ink. But I just got this one. So we will see. I haven't even opened it yet. Luckily you can get this on Amazon. Now let's open this Jinhao, just in case you guys didn't watch my last video. This is how it looks. It does not come with ink with the pen already. So for you fountain pen newbies like myself, it's not ready to be written with. It does not come with ink. So you will either have to already have a bottle or purchase a bottle, or you can do what I did. I got these the Pilot brand, their cartridges, I'll link everything down below that I use, but these are really easy because they already have the black ink. I mean, they have different colors, but I picked black, and all you have to do with this, I mean, the Jinhao comes with this ink. It's an empty though. It's an empty ink cartridge or converter. And what you're supposed to do, you would put this nib inside your ink of choice, and then you would twist this. And then as you twist this, it sucks up and draws ink into, you know, this little vessel. But it's not a, I don't know. I just find that filling this is a lot easier. And I say that coming from like the TWSBI world. I mean, I am used to the piston filler mechanism with TWSBI. I mean, this is still pretty easy. When these come empty, you know, you do the same concept. You put the nib in and you twist up, and then the ink draws into this barrel body, right? So that was one appealing thing that I enjoyed about the TWSBI fountain pens. But it holds so much ink that it does take me a while to run out. I mean, my Cafe Crema, I use this consistently, and it's barely like now getting down here. Oh, I need to change her out. But I am having so much fun in this fountain pen like rabbit hole that I want to explore all the colors. I have so many new samples and inks that I want to try, and there are so many different brands that I want to experiment with. So I find that these cartridges, these smaller ones, are perfect. This is about like 1 mil, and this is perfect because this will last me about a week, and then I can change it out. So if you get these Pilot cartridges, I find this size very ideal because it's not too small, and again, it should last you about like a week or so. And if you get this Jinhao 10, you would take out this cartridge, or you know, this little converter here. You take this out, and then all you would have to do is just put this flat end, because it's sealed, okay? You put this flat end, and you would snap it. I'm not going to do it in this one because I'm going to fill it with a different ink, but you would just push it down until you hear or you feel like a little snap, and then you'll know it's secure. And then you would just, you know, put this back in. But today, what I'm going to do is show you how I fill an empty one. So here you could see this is, where did I get this converter? Why does it look a little different? Oh, okay, maybe it's the same. Okay, is it the same? Yeah, this is an empty one that I cleaned out so you could see how it looks. And you can clean these out, especially if you have been enjoying the little Pilot Kakunos or the Pilot, you know, Kakunos, however you want to pronounce it. You know that it comes with this cartridge. Hold on to it. When it runs out of ink, hold on to it, okay, this right here, because then you can switch it with a different color of your choice. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. I know it seems intimidating because I was there too. I thought it was so complicated. I thought it was such a hassle, but in time you might find it really relaxing and therapeutic. So I do this usually on the weekends, and it's kind of something I look forward to before my journaling session. So again, I'll link everything down below, but what you would want to do is get a little syringe and get the blunt tip, not the one that has like the pointed needle, but like a blunt flat tip syringe. And to clean this out, okay, you'll see this has the little stopper because that's what you puncture through. That's what keeps it sealed when they come, you know, in these boxes. It's already sealed here. And all you need to do before you clean this, get some tweezers, and you are going to just take that little disc, that little seal disc out. Okay, you can just throw it away. You're probably never going to use it again. And then this makes it easier to clean. How you're going to clean this, well, at least this is how I do it. You get some water, like a little bit of like warm water. I do this over the sink. I'll fill up some type of like small bowl or like this little sauce bowl or ramekin, and then I will fill the syringe. But just imagine, use your imagination, pretend there's like some water. Fill the syringe, and then over your sink, okay, you will just squirt the water in here, and then of course it will, you know, the ink will start to come out, and you just want to keep repeating the process until it's all the way clean. And then if you are impatient like me, you don't want to wait, a couple minutes for this to dry, get a very good quality, Q-tip here, and just put the Q-tip through all the way to the end. You want to get like all of that water, like, droplets, because you don't want it to dilute the ink. And then this is already dry, but just to show you, dang, I got it stuck in there. And then that's how I dry it. So that's how I do it. So I do keep all of these cartridges now, and I find that this is a great way to recycle, reuse, and reduce. Okay. So now that we have the Jinhao, this process though, if you get the Pilot capless or like the Vanishing Point or the Decimo version, like it's the same. It's the same. You could see I did that here with this cartridge. Well, I'm already almost out of my coffee ink, but once this runs out, I'm going to clean it and I'm going to change the ink. So you can use it with these types of fountain pens. You can also do it, this Prera will fit that cartridge, the Pilot Metropolitan. See, you could put this blank cartridge in here like that. So what's really fun is that you can play around with different colors. That's the appealing part about using a fountain pen, is not only the smooth fluid flow with the writing process, but also the variety and the fun that you can have with different colors and the ink properties, like the shimmer, the sheen, and the shading. Okay, enough of that. But I hope that helps. I hope that helps because, I went into this hobby kind of like blind and just kind of winging it. And I think, to be honest, that's probably why I stuck with TWSBI for so long, because I was comfortable and that's all I knew, and everything else seemed very intimidating. So if I can certainly do this, you can certainly do this. And I do thank my my holiday gift exchange friend, Jenny. She definitely got me down this Pilot rabbit hole, all with this little Kakuno. That's where it started. Okay, so here I'm just going to put this aside. Oh, let me make sure. Okay, let me get a little napkin here, just in case. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. Now, if you're using these Pilot cartridges, in my short experience, in using these, I realized that the amount of ink to fill this up, I would only need about 0.9 or like 1 mil. So if you use this exact syringe, okay, make sure you press it down, okay, all the way down like that. Have your tip in place, and then, ooh, what is that in that ink? Interesting. It has like this little, what is that? Interesting. Okay. So just, you don't even have to dip the syringe that deep, just enough where you know it's in there. And I'm going to draw it up just enough where it's barely at the 1. And let me show you. I think it's right there. Let me grab the napkin. And what I mean by it's barely by the 1, the plunge right here, this line, I noticed that it only needs to be, I know it's hard to tell, but it only needs to be at the 1 number mark for these types of cartridges, at least. I mean, if you overfill it, it's fine, because then you can just squeeze it back in. So that's okay too. You can squirt it back in. So now we have the cartridge. Just going to put it in like that. And then you push down. Ta-da, perfect. And that is that. Now, I don't like to fill it like all the way up, so I kind of just keep it right below this little notch here. That's how I fill the Jinhao. And then, of course, you don't want to tip it because you don't want to spill the ink. So just get the nib part and then you just cover it, cap it, and then you'll know it's pretty snug in there when it doesn't go any further, okay? And then put it back into the body mechanism, and then you'll see this little notch here. You just put that notch right there. So it's very easy to use. And then you just twist this. And the nib that I have, I think the Jinhao 10 only comes in two nibs. I think it's just extra fine and fine. So yeah, this is a fine. Wow, this is so sleek. It's so pretty. And I cannot wait to use this. Yeah, I like it. Again, I'm going to probably stock up on that black one, but I did not feel like waiting 2 weeks. So this is beautiful. This is very, very beautiful. It looks, oh my gosh, I already got ink from my fingers. Hold on. Let me wipe this ink residue off my finger. Okay, hold on. I should have had like a wet paper towel at hand. Okay, it came off. But yeah, it's beautiful. So give it a couple of minutes here to go through the feed, and we're going to test it out. Let me get some paper. We're going to test it out and see how it looks. So I have my little planner, and then I've said this in my other videos. If you have a Daiso in your area, these with the little frame, they're surprisingly fountain pen and dark gel ink friendly, very budget friendly too. So I have these in the A6 size. We'll see how that turns out. I'm also going to be, I really like Midori paper. So I'm going to see how this platinum ink looks on this Midori paper. But Midori paper is pretty good. It doesn't bleed through, but I'm just curious to see how it'll turn out. This Lennon Night Sky, this is my new favorite blue ink that I have in this new Kakuno from their new line. So we're gonna ink it on with that. And I was at the grocery store the other night, and this Top Flight brand, I mean, I'm very familiar with this brand. I've used it before, but I wasn't sure like how it would do with fountain pens. And I was surprised for like the $2-3 that this notebook is. It actually holds fountain pen ink pretty good. Like, it's not the best because you can see like a little bit of bleed through, but it's perfect for me because with this capless, you know, I'm going to use this as like my scribble scrabble notebook, and this is a B6 size, so it's bigger than like my my pocket size that I have from Top Flight. It's thinner, it's more compact, so I can even like journal in this if I wanted to. Now let's go ahead and do this writing test, shall we, and see how it performs for this archival ink. So this ink is permanent, and I wanted this to be permanent just in case, I don't know, I wanted to highlight over it or just art journal. And when I use this in my commonplace notebook, you guys, I'm gonna be writing with this pen like all over the place. So I just want it to be more archival because, you know, I'm used to ballpoint pens and that's like oil based, but it's really good too. So, all right, let's go ahead and get a new sheet here and see how it looks. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, beautiful. Oh, hold on. Let me put this paper down. I'm writing like at an angle. I'm noticing as I'm drawing these little swirlies. I don't know if it's the ink or if it's the nib, but it's kind of skipping a little bit. So maybe, hold on, yeah, I'm not sure. You see, like, maybe I need to allow more time for the ink to go through the feed. Okay, so I'm just gonna squeeze this a little bit. Just a little bit so it can kind of go through. Look at me looking at the nib as if I know what I'm looking at. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, I know with my black one I didn't have this problem. Maybe, let me try different paper. Is it the ink, you guys? I don't think it's the ink. Okay, let's try it on maybe like a little bit of a toothier paper on this Midori. Yeah, it's not consistent with the ink. I mean, with the flow. See, you can see right here, it kind of skips. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this out and see if it'll do that with the Pilot ink. So I'll be right back. Well, that was interesting. So, update. I tried this 3 times. You know, the first time I did on camera, I cleaned this out because I thought maybe there's some debris in here. So I cleaned it out and I re-inked it with that carbon ink. It still, you know, nothing was really coming through, and I tried it a 3rd time. So I'm not sure if this is just a faulty nib or if the ink is just having a hard time pushing through. Can you guys tell just by looking at those nibs? Okay, and another thing that I realized, again, I'm a newbie, so I don't know, like my thinking could be just out of fear, but as I was cleaning this, okay, here's a syringe. I was cleaning out the cartridge and the nib, but as I was wiping it, I noticed that, okay, here on the needle, you see how I had some residue? So I'm wiping this off, and normally with the regular fountain pen inks, right, on the syringe, it would come off just easily. But you can see that there is still some black, let me see. Can you see? You can still see there's some black residue on the point. And I understand this is permanent ink, but as I continue to wipe it, okay, you can still see it's dirty there. And I'm putting a little bit more pressure, and I can still see there's slight residue. So it got me thinking it needs a little bit like of pressure. Did it get it off? Okay, got it off. But it had me thinking as I was cleaning the syringe, maybe this, because a few of you have mentioned, not a lot, but a few have mentioned that your cartridge, your nibs were getting clogged when using permanent or archival ink. I don't know if it's maybe this brand in particular, or maybe it's the Jinhao. Okay, the Jinhao nib. Maybe with the Pilot nib, it's different because, you know, they're higher quality. But it made me think of the nib, like, oh, maybe it could get clogged because it needs extra, like, I don't know, soaking or cleaning. So let's try this with the Pilot cartridge, because, I mean, the Pilot ink never fails. It's easy to install. So if you're using a cartridge, you just snap it and go. So I'll just press it down, and then you should, did you hear that? I'm gonna give that some time to go through. And if it may be the nib. Nice thing about getting this on Amazon is that they do have their 30-day return period. So if this is a faulty one, you know, I can just send it back, and then maybe I'll just wait for the matte blackout one again. So let's give this a try and see. Right, still need some time to go through. All right, it's been over 5 minutes and nothing. So I'm starting to think that maybe this is the nib. I maybe got a faulty nib. Is there a way I can fix it? Now I am going to exchange it again for another gold. I think I like the gold one, the fine nib. But what's nice about these is that I can actually just change the body out. So if I want to use this, the pilot, this mechanism, this nib will fit in the Jinhao 10 body, which is beautiful because it has that like gold. This one's the, what is the gold plated? Ooh, that looks very, very sleek. I still have this inked with my Colorverse coffee break. Ooh, I like how that looks. Okay, I can still use this, but I want a second one. So I'm gonna have to send this back and I'll give you guys another update. But I'm showing you this because, you know, this is real life and there is a possibility of you receiving a faulty one. I think mine's a faulty one. What do you think? Or do you think I clogged it? No, I don't think I clogged the feed. I think I just got a faulty nib, and you saw how it was skipping when I was trying to use it. So it's like it worked a little bit, and then once I cleaned it, it just kaput. It really did not work. Yeah, this is not even trying to work. So I don't want to pour and waste more time than what this is worth. So I'm going to just return it and update you guys in the next video.